Bravo, white liberals. You've entered the conversation. You've entered the chat. You've officially done it. You have found out how to do the least amount possible to fake like you give a fuck about what's going on. I am scrolling Instagram, as I'm sure you guys are all scrolling Instagram today. We see a lot of black boxes, you know, and for the last week, some might say for the last 400 years, but for the last week, there's been a lot of talk about what we can all do, how we can all help, right? And I'm sure a bunch of white people in, you know, executive offices got together and they're like, what can we do to help? How can we assist the black plight in America? How can we be most effective? You know, should we start a campaign where we're all donating money to various charities? No, let's not do that. That'd be too much work and that would require too much money. Should we start a campaign where we raise awareness for like the local district attorneys, because those are the people who end up deciding if people end up getting tried or not, especially cops. They're out there potentially killing black people. Should we do that? Should we raise awareness? Because you vote for those positions, you actually vote them in office. Should we do that?
Yeah,
Akaash?
I know, but it's just like you got to go out and like, you know what I mean? There's COVID outside.
Yeah, and you might have to Google. You might have to Google.
Research.
You have to research who those local district attorneys are, and then that would take too much time. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
And so we can't do that.
You can hire black people in administrative or executive positions within the music industry.
You absolutely could hire the black people in administrative executive positions, but
I don't have any black friends, and I like to hire my friends.
Yeah. And then they might get economically empowered, and then that would be a whole fucking rigmarole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that a racial word? It sounds it. I think is that what they called Italians back in the day? These fucking rigmaroles. Anyway, should we do that? Are there any other ways where we could help out in this situation?
I mean, like just demand police reform, a lot of different things.
All these other things, but you know what? All these probably came to the table during the discussion, and they were like, listen, that all sounds cute. That's adorable and would probably help. I got a way better idea how we could look as if we're assisting, but do absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just post a black square on our Instagram feed. We'll just post a black square on the Instagram feed because I know black people have been asking us for action, right? So what do? Tuesday, we're going to do nothing. Literally, that's the campaign, right? Hey, why don't we on Tuesday do nothing? The exact opposite of what black people have been asking all week. Let's just do nothing. Hey, black people, how can we help you? Do anything, please. Show that you're with us. Support, march.
Say something.
Say something. How about we just do nothing? Is that good? If we just post the color black on our Instagram? Is there anything less helpful than posting the color black, than screenshotting nothing on your story, and then taking that and cropping it into your feed?
I just don't know what the end game is here.
I know the end game. When you come back to work and everybody's back in the office and they go, well, what did you do? Oh, you must not seen my black. Hey, bro, did you see my black feed? My shit was extra black, bro. My shit was country black.
No, I put some shit in the background, you know what I mean? Like,
did you put like
a fist? You know
like
what I mean?
a faint little message in there?
Yeah. You scroll down, it says Black Lives Matter, and then it disappears.
Hey, bro, that's how unique you are in your ability to do the bare minimum. Bro, you bare minimum'd the maximum. Yo, you did. You maximum the bare minimum, bro.
I'm a bare minimum maximist.
Hey, dog. Hey, did you send like a donation that was like faded from the beginning and then came real clear at the end?
I think you misunderstood.
What I did. Explain.
Was I posted on social media and Instagram, the most political of all apps. That's where change happens, is Instagram.
You're right, bro. That's what overthrew governments, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Instagram that overthrew.
the government.
Yeah, you're right. No. That's how revolutions are started.
Instagram is the new revolution. And I posted.
Schindler's Factory was just Instagram, right? Like that's
what it was.
That's what it was. He was just learning how to create filters and that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's not owned by Facebook or anything.
Absolutely.
You post a black square, and what's more powerful
than
a black square?
A black rectangle a little bit larger than the square.
You're right about it.
Oh, I learned how to use all the space possible.
Oh, finally.
You know you really don't care about black people when you don't even crop out the little rectangle. you know the one that's like that size on Instagram. You didn't even give him the
full.
You didn't even give him the square.
You went landscape
bro.
on him.
You went landscape, bro.
Hey, man.
Only Mexicans allowed to go landscape. It is astonishing to me. Like, I really thought I was like, you know what? People are about this. People are scared. Because I know white people are scared, right? Because like the silence is violence ideology was out there. I mean, we even put it up when we did our piece on Saturday. A big part of the piece
Great
was,
piece, by the way.
Thank you very much, man. Big part of our piece was, hey, you can't just be not racist. That's not enough. You got to be anti-racist. So what are you doing to be anti-racist?
Right.
Like, how are you assisting in that? And I know that scared the shit out of white people. And I understand it is tricky because if you ask somebody what we can do right now, nobody really has the answer to that, right? Like, what can we do? We got to arrest those cops. It's not like, all right, well, let me go get my arresting gear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we do in the moment? You have to do things around the issue, right? Or you can go march and you can go support and that kind of stuff. And that stuff is great. It is tricky, man. It is absolutely tricky. But I do not think that the square is the way. And I know a lot of people are like, we need to gain support and gain awareness. Akaash.
We aware.
There's no sports. There's no television. We watch everything on Netflix. We are abundantly aware of what's going on with George Floyd.
There's riots in multiple cities. The president is calling the military in to stop them. You don't think this catches our awareness at some point?
You got fucking Black Hawk Down helicopters flying through your neighborhood, and you're going to be like, what's this square stuff about?
Yeah,
That's going to be what notifies you that there's some shit going down?
Yo.
Every time you walk out your apartment building, there's cars that are destroyed. But you learned about it from the black square on Instagram?
The flyer outside wasn't enough.
Real talk.
No, I need this black square.
Y'all just made Instagram boring. That's all it did. That's all this did. Is made Instagram boring.
You know why people do it? Because people don't want to get asked what they did. Because they don't want to have the conversation that I didn't really do anything.
Yep.
So when they ask they won't ask what you did because they'll see the black square. Oh, this guy's with us.
Yeah.
We all just want to, everybody just wants to not care as quickly as we can. That's why we
do the least amount.
We compartmentalize. They can do the least and say, okay, I did that. I did my part. I don't have to care anymore.
It's astonishing the amount of the least amount of effort. Like, it's almost a competition, bro. I saw an NBA 2K protest. They were in NBA 2K. They were walking around as their characters in front of the Staples Center, like marching. But in the game, is it possible? Like, you didn't even put on sneakers to march?
You couldn't even play GTA and loot something? Fuck, yo.
Yes, and also
at least
GTA.
virtually loot, you know what I mean?
Stop acting like GTA hasn't taught us how to do all this shit, right? Like, where's the mission accomplished at the end of the looting? It is a crazy time to exist. And look, I do empathize with people who don't know what to do, and they might not have black friends, or they're too terrified to ask people that are black what they can do because of the answer that might come at them. Like, how could you not know?
Yeah.
I get that. Al, you're black. I want you to know that.
Oh, thanks.
What do you think people can do in the immediate future?
Or
would you agree, first of all, on the square sentiment?
I do think it's a little dumb, but I see the purpose for it is just showing solidarity.
The intent, in the best case scenario, the intent is, I want to show I'm with this cause.
Yeah.
And in the worst case scenario is, I want to virtue signal and just show, hey, look how much I care. Have you guys noticed that I cared? Is everybody aware that I care?
Even in best case scenario, if you see solidarity in the sense of like, yo, so many motherfuckers that I didn't know to be politically left or even thought were politically right are with this.
Yeah.
The only way you're really going to make a difference is if you vote a certain way. Like, politicians aren't going to be like, oh shit, people are upset, I should change my policies. You got to speak with your vote.
So it's like you're supposed to disconnect from social and connect with your community and organize. So like today, you'll probably see bigger marches and protests and things of that nature.
Post a screenshot of all the shit you did on an iPhone note.
And like, you're also supposed to, one way you can help now is at least donate to the causes that are helping to bail out people who have been protesting.
Yo, this is the funniest shit right here. Go on.
Why is that funny?
Because everybody's like, all these people that are getting arrested at the protests are alt-right agitators. So why you bailing them out?
Not all the people.
I'm just saying, it's some interesting shit going down, right? It's like everybody's so confused about what this is, right? This is the most confusing thing I've ever experienced. Actually, I want you to tell more people what to do, and then we're going to get to the...
I mean, you're talking about the immediate future. Like right now, those are probably the two biggest things you can do because it's like there's no election today.
Right.
And...
Make yourself aware who your local district attorneys are, because those are the people who end up pressing these charges, right? Like even with everybody who's seen the Epstein doc, you saw Acosta was that local district attorney. He didn't want to press charges, right? Or he gave that sweetheart deal to Epstein.
Yeah.
You put that motherfucker in place. Yeah. And we're all guilty. We're all ignorant. None of us know who our local DAs are. But maybe this is a time where we go, oh shit, the local DA is kind of important. You know, like let's learn about who that is. And then there's obviously Black Lives Matter as far as like a place you can donate money. There's, you know, the George Floyd's Family Foundation. You could donate money. I'm sure Minneapolis has its own thing, but now you see this happening in cities all over the country and in Canada for some reason. Why the fuck Canada?
Nah, everywhere. Like even London has had protests and stuff.
But
like
protests one thing, but looting.
Oh, looting. Oh,
it's like, what are you doing, Canada? This is not for you. Do you know what I'm saying? What are you angry about? It's not your police department. It's not your
the U.S.
laws.
government's
Like,
not going to be like, yo, they're looting Canada. We got to do something. I mean, like,
but it's just so odd. Like, what do you like? Someone's got to explain. We got to call some Canadian. We got to call Abba and Preach and have them explain it to us because they were looting and breaking windows in Canada. It's like, why?
Do they even like loot politely? It's like, excuse me, I'll take that one.
we have some stuff, hey.
They leave a little IOU. You guys were closed. I needed some underwear. We'll be back. But yeah, I wanted to go. There was something before that. What was it? Oh, about the different things. This is one of the most unique protests in history where it feels to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody agrees. The way that they're acting about it is different. But everybody at the protests, right? There are, for example, you have the police. Every policeman I've spoken to, and I asked them, I talked to them, how are things going? Like, what's going on? And they're like, yo, the guy who did it is a piece of shit. He should be put away for murder. Is fucked up. Is messed up. None of us, like, we all agree, right? Everybody at the protests is agreeing. You have the right-wing guys who are agreeing. They're like, yo, you can't do that. That's a violation of civil rights. You have the left-wing, like Antifa guys who are like, this is a disgusting violation of civil rights, right? It's like, and granted, and then of course you have just the regular people who are like, yo, this is messed up. It's a violation of civil rights. Like everybody agrees. Yet we're protesting.
Because they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
The government's not doing anything.
So it's a protest against authority.
Yeah.
It's not a protest against people. And I think the media will do everything in their power to make this a divisive issue, right? It's going to be really interesting what happens in the next week or two, because I think what will happen is like, naturally there's going to be like these militias, right? That want to protect their own city, right? You're going to see small business owners start to stand outside of their small businesses with guns, right?
Yeah,
which is natural. You're allowed to protect yours, right? You've seen that already, right? So now you're going to have these both sides. One side is, yo, let's organize and protect the city. And the other side is like, let's organize and fuck shit up because we need to gain awareness, and fucking shit up is the only thing that seems to work. And the media will portray that as this one side, which is probably going to be predominantly white, against this other side, which will be predominantly diverse. It seems to me, you've been to a lot of the marches. They've been very diverse, right?
Very, yeah.
I think they'll pin those two sides together when even the people that are protecting their property agree with the protesters. They just don't agree with them destroying their personal property. The real issue here is people against authority. And I think that's going to get muddied really fucking quick, man. Really fucking quick. Right?
What happened a little? Did you see in front of the, there's a tobacco store in Minneapolis where they had like these big burly white dudes with guns out in front of it. Did you see this one?
Yeah.
I think one of them was black though.
But they didn't highlight him.
Yeah, so the picture was cropped at first. Went out that, oh, look at these big conservative guys with their guns.
But if you actually heard what they said, they were like, hey man, go protest.
No, but listen to what he's saying.
No, when you see the full picture, it was white and black guys protecting that business.
Really?
Yeah. And then they interviewed him and they said, what'd you think? And they were
like, yo, you guys have the right to go protest. Just don't loot. This is what we could protect.
But they even denounced the murder. They were like, oh, the murder of George Floyd is like fucked up.
It's
What
disgusting.
they did to him was terrible, but I don't want them to ruin the story.
That's
I'm not-
one thing.
go.
Like you said, this is the first time I hear everybody saying the cop was wrong. That's the very first time
The
I've
most
heard
alt-right conservative
I heard
motherfuckers.
Rush Limbaugh
on a
fucking
Breakfast Club.
saying, yo, that was wrong. That cop's an asshole. He actually said that he should be charged with first-degree murder, which I don't think you can prove that. But this is different. This is different when people agree on that. So now let's see. Now that everybody has the same sentiment, are you going to actually charge a cop? And is the cop going to be charged? Like,
Here's what I can't
guilty.
understand.
First of all, charge all three of them, son. Don't
Four,
charge
right?
Four.
Sorry, all three of the other ones. So
Yeah.
Chauvin, and then charge all three of the other guys who haven't even been charged yet. But go on, and then I want to get back to this. Go.
What I can't understand is if you are the powers that be,
Yeah.
and you're interested.
I thought you were going to talk about pleasing women. I thought that's what you can. I can't understand how pussy works.
You're talking about things I want to understand and things I don't want to understand. You know what I mean? This is what I want to understand.
Okay, go.
If I'm the powers that be,
Yeah.
what would really calm everything down right now is just arrest this asshole cop. Or a few asshole cops down the road. That keeps so much of the unrest
He's arrested
down.
now.
Charge.
He's charged.
Charge. Be found guilty. Don't let these guys off like you
That's the
normally.
problem. So now, one, it's
You
a
have
case
the-
like every other case. So
Yeah,
they
so
have
you
to
gotta-
gather evidence. They have to go through all the processes that you need to do before a trial.
And that he has that constitutional
And-
right.
yeah.
He does have that, yeah.
Yep.
And here's why it's like super hard for cops to be charged with criminal actions because of reasonable fear.
Go ahead.
If they can prove with words that they felt fear for their lives, any action that they did is justified. That's the one thing.
And
that
are they
gets them.
prosecuted by a jury of like randomly selected human beings?
It depends. In this situation, because they were criminally charged, yes, this is going to be a regular trial, and like it's going to be regular civilians. But still, it has to be guilty upon reasonable doubt, and reasonable fear trumps reasonable doubt.
So again, if we're assuming there's like powers at work that want to keep things moving in a certain direction, however, just to keep things calm, you fix this trial. Give this guy whatever trial he thinks he's going to get that's fair. We're not acting like people are above fixing a trial.
Right.
Throw the book at him. Lock him up for 15 years. Everybody, 20 years, whatever. People are happy. People are calm. They're satiated. Everything stays calm. We are sacrificing one cop who we don't think is a good cop.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like
Or even if you're just like the powers be, that's just one human being. They
the
don't give
way
a fuck
the
about one
laws
human
are
being.
written, he will probably get off.
I think it's tricky. I've heard both things. I think it's tricky with him specifically because at a certain point in time, you can't put all the value on the officer's fear, right? Because fear is part of the job, right? My buddy Marco, who was a Marine and was in Iraq, right, for years. He said something very interesting to me. He was like, something happened in Iraq. Well, not something happened, but basically the idea of how America was going to treat the Iraq war changed while he was there. And basically the government said, hey, we're going to try to win over minds and hearts. So that is going to affect the way that you police, not police. That is going to affect the way that you treat people in Iraq. And that's actually going to make your job way more dangerous. They said this to the Marines. So instead of when you're trying to win a war, you bust open a door, shoot, whoever dies, that's casualties of a dice game, right? The things changed where it was, hey, we want to win over minds and hearts. So you can't go in guns blazing anymore. And they said to him, your job is going to be more dangerous, and that is the job now. And this is what you signed up for, and that's what you got to do. He said something interesting. He goes, why he has zero tolerance for police brutality is because if we could afford that luxury to people in a foreign country that we're technically at a war with or in conflict with, why can't we afford that luxury to people who are our own citizens? Right? And I thought that was super profound. Right? If you're busting in a door and you're not shooting, we're not talking about Osama bin Laden. We're talking about some other shit. You're not shooting. It might be a motherfucking terrorist. You don't know what they're doing, but you're not shooting. You're holding on.
Yeah.
Putting your life at risk.
And we're talking about actual soldiers.
Actual soldiers at war. You can't do that to a random black guy that you see on the street. Our own citizens who are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Ain't no innocent until proven guilty at war. Right? So he has zero tolerance for the police brutality thing. He said there is a cultural thing. Maybe you can speak to this because you've been a cop. Do you refer to it as a cop or a law? You've been part of law enforcement,
yeah.
right? He He goes, the code or credence of law enforcement is no cop dies. That's number one. Never let a cop die. And he goes, that needs to be changed to protect the community. When protect the community is number one, it puts cops at more danger. And you know what? We should pay them more for having a more dangerous job. But because of that, the way the policing will change. Now you're not willing to bust off no matter what, because your number one goal is protect the community at a high risk. And I think once you become the protect the community at a high risk, guys, you become heroes. And right now, you're looked at as the police state. You're looked at as the enemy.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious of people in the UK, like how they treat cops. Maybe they don't like cops as much, but the fact that they don't got guns and they're walking around with billy clubs, some lady with a billy club is trying to stop someone, that's some brave shit. I'm gonna be honest, if it's just me and a lady in a billy club,
Yeah.
You like your odds?
you know what I'm saying? You might get mushed out of here. I'll be coming through like Adrian Peterson,
Get the
bro.
Heisman.
But it is a really interesting way of looking at it, right?
Yeah.
It's like if we could afford that luxury to a foreign country that we're at war with, we got to be able to afford it to citizens of our own country.
Yeah.
And to find, I mean, it's just crazy that we don't. And I understand everybody's scared. They want to go home. Then we need to increase training. And if you're afraid, maybe you're not built for that position. My buddy's been in a situation where they have trained fear out of people. That's what you have to do. When you're busting in a door of a compound, you don't know what the fuck it is. My buddy who's done this in real life. He's been in those situations where he chose not to pull the trigger. So it's not like this can't happen. And lives that some might say were less valuable. When you're at war with another country, that life is less valuable than an American life.
Yeah, people in America will also agree too when they say like, how can we do this to our own people? That's because you're saying we are the most, it's an American citizen. That's a more valuable life. Somebody we're at war with, casualties of a dice game, casualties of war. There's no
Collateral damage.
The only people you don't that are really tragic is friendly fire. That's the only innocent death that war cares about.
Yep.
Innocent kids died. Hey, cost of doing business. Friendly fire, that sucks. You'll get a nice honor when you get home, but that's the only thing that's like a tragedy does.
It is a fundamental change. And look, I understand how difficult it is to even sit here and say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand how difficult it is because it's not my life that's on the line. You know, like everybody who is justifying the looting, it's easy to say that when it's not your place is being looted. The second your place is looted, all of a sudden it's like, nah, it's getting a little egregious. It's so easy to say these things when they're not personally affecting you, right? Just like it's so easy to tell black people, hey, relax, when you're not black.
Yep.
Because it ain't affecting you, right? It's like, hey, this isn't the way to protest. And then black people are like, motherfucker, what is?
Yep.
What is the way? It ain't putting a square on Instagram.
My view on looting is if I was black and people were like, looting isn't the answer. And I'd be like, well, what is? And they'd be like, I don't know. And before they could say but, I'd be like, all right, cool. I'm going to go get a Louis bag. So like for my trouble, that's my answer.
That's my, you know what's interesting about Instagram is like the people's minds we need to change, like the real, like deep rooted racists are all old, right?
Nah.
Well, if you guys let me finish making a fucking point before you do that shit. The real people whose minds you got to change are people in authority and power and that are older, right? Like some 20-year-old kid, yeah, maybe he don't care black people. He doesn't really have that much power or authority over you.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yes, there's going to be races, but like if you're both working together at the job, it's not like he can do that much to oppress you, right?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like these old motherfuckers ain't on Instagram like that. Do you think all these district attorneys, do you think all these motherfuckers, no, they have a social media team that just posts whatever they tell them. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They're scrolling through and seeing all black and they're literally texting their social media team like, yo, what's going on? Is Instagram down? It's an unaffected protest. That's all I'm trying to say. Everybody understands breaking shit.
Yeah. So I would agree with you. It's probably an ineffective protest, but things that happen on social media do get back to the higher ups that aren't on social media.
Yeah, you're right.
Because a lot of times, like people like Sean King, white or black man that he is, it will help affect change because he applies pressure to the higher ups that like,
no doubt,
we got to do something about this because everybody's complaining. And we
no doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. You're right. It's what I think this is, and this started within the music industry. I think it's a lot of like white people in the music industry that felt guilty and they didn't know what to do. and they have no fucking clue what to do, but they couldn't sit around making money off black people.
You also got to look proactive.
Well, yeah, because you're making money off black people, so you're like, I need to show support, but how do I show support? I can't go break shit, right? Because all the shit that's being broken is mine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yo, if white people, you really want to support the looting, just break your own window. You know what I'm saying? Pretty, literally walk outside your door, bust your door in and be like, I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's just, right? Like, there's something to it.
Solid idea.
I don't know. I'm not saying go do that, but how do I understand? It's like, nah, we all know the looting is wrong. Don't you think looting is wrong and breaking shit is wrong?
I wouldn't personally do it, but I'm not knocking anybody who's doing it because I'm just as angry and frustrated that shit hasn't changed. I'm just not going to resort to looting to express that anger.
That's the thing. Sorry to interrupt, but like everybody even agrees on looting.
Yeah.
Like if you know what I'm saying? Like if everybody agrees on every aspect of this. Yeah. We've never been so unified in the most divisive time in our country outside of Civil War. We have never been so unified on one issue and so destructive. How is that possible? It's so unique, right?
Because peaceful protests, and I'm never gonna loot. I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
But peaceful protests weren't doing anything. So at a certain point, you just have to make noise to get the other side to be like, okay, this is too much. Let's do something. Because there's been peaceful protests, and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Trayvon, everybody took the picture with their hoodie up. Yeah. I am Trayvon. Okay. All right, well, there will be another.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you gotta fuck shit up. It's like a kid pitching a fit. I see parents always bend to the whim of their kid when they're pitching a fit. And I'm like, well, why don't you ignore that? Because that's what gets attention.
Yeah, it's like when you come home, you haven't walked your dog, and the whole house is fucked up.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you say? You're like, man, I need to make sure I walk my dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, this is not to equate dogs to black people, obviously, but because it's not black people only ones looting or like fucking shit up. But I'm saying is like you look at that situation and you're like, oh, I need to rectify the way I'm treating that person, or I need to rectify the way I'm treating that entity because shit is getting fucked up. We're gonna do a piece about this week on Saturday. So
that theory that Marco gave you, that's
profound, right?
Yeah, I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that shit from you, Marco. We're gonna edit your name out this shit. No, but go on. What are you saying? The reason
because yesterday I was just like trying to figure out why the system, because everybody says, oh, it's the system, and then people don't really identify the things in the system that prevent it from being changes. Like I took notes down. It's a little lengthy. I don't know if you want me to go over it.
Sure, yeah, please.
Right, so just like five things that I noticed.
Ain't nobody doing shit today, bro. It's lockdown Tuesday or whatever.
So it's like 5 things that I noticed why it's hard for police reform. So the first one is like police are policing themselves with internal affairs. These are also cops. So it's like your sister asked to give you you as a brother punishment. It's like she's not going to say death penalty because she loves you. So they can't effectively police themselves.
Even if she don't like you, she got to see you every fucking day.
Yeah, exactly.
And if she's too harsh on you, the rest of the family's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, whose side
That's
you
family,
on?
bro. What are you doing, a family? Yeah, whose side are you on?
Okay, keep going.
So as a public employee, you're allowed to appeal any decision, any reprimand that you've been guilty of. So, for example, if you did something, you get fired, you're allowed to appeal it.
Yep.
Out of those appeals, almost 50% result in rehiring.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is that because of the strength of the police union?
Yes. So one is the strength of the police union. Also, there's another thing that they'll result. So this is the third one is a citizens review. So if after the police try to reprimand you and that doesn't work, it'll go to a citizens review, which is supposed to be non-police people look over the evidence and then they recommend what they deem should be the punishment. But it's such bullshit because it's just a recommendation and they don't even have to listen.
Take the recommendation.
They don't have to do anything with it. Yeah. But it's just a way to like the public feels like, oh, look, this is going to a civilian, so it's not police.
Bare minimum. Like, you want to find out what you could do? Learn about how the system is structured. Yeah. Like this right here, if this is what you did today to help black people, is just learn about the flaws in the setup of the police system in America. That is massive.
Yeah.
Because it seems
people act like it's not massive. It's massive. Understanding the issue and understanding the issues is the first step to changing them. You can't just go, we got to change policing. And then someone goes, how? You go, honestly, I don't even know how policing works.
So honestly, and that's why I did it, because it's like, I don't know how to change the system.
Well,
so
good
I'm
for
like,
you.
let me learn about the system. So maybe
that we can
once you
change
learn
it.
about the system, you see where it's like, oh, step one,
Yeah.
you could just have an independent review board. That's it. An outside company does the review. I don't care if it's government paid for or whatever. That might not be ideal or perfect. It's better than cops policing cops, because why the fuck would you punish cops? If you did some shit wrong and they were like, Akaash, you get to sentence Al, I'd be like,
Yeah.
And
hey man, don't do that again.
And I know, go on.
So for the citizen reviews,
Yeah.
I just saw this stat in Minneapolis. There were 2,600 public complaints, and only 12 of them resulted in punishment. I have 2,600.
That's crazy, dude.
Like retarded.
Son,
Police unions, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
their personal power is to like make sure cops are paid and make sure they keep their job. So they try everything in their power to make sure they keep their job and make sure they're paid. And then the reasonable fear is why they can't be charged with criminal charges, because all they have to do is just justify that they were afraid for their lives, and
that's enough.
That's enough to get them off any criminal charge.
yeah.
That would also be tricky to what I said earlier. If you had an outside review board, every cop would just be like, how the fuck do you know you've never been a cop?
Yeah.
And if they have been a cop, they're much more likely to be like, nah, you're good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still going to protect my own. So it's tough.
Yeah, it's really fucking tough, man. We got to talk to other public servants and see how they handle the risk of life, part, because it is massive and it's incredibly brave. And like, I know there's a lot of people out here right now, that are saying, we don't want to hear about how, there are good cops and it's just a few bad cops that ruin it for everybody else. And that's a fair argument. And that's a fair argument about not wanting to hear it. But at the same time, you hear a lot of people making the argument like, everybody at the protests, the majority of the people are peaceful. It's just a few looters that are fucking it up for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a few bad apples that spoiled a bunch. That's usually how things work.
And it's fucked up when people, like, there are just a few black people committing crimes. The vast, vast, vast majority are great.
Right.
You can't, it's fucked up when somebody's like, nah, all black people do this, this, and this.
Right.
Same thing to do that to cops. You just got to keep it consistent.
You got to keep it consistent. The thing that we can do is look at like the types of policing structures that allow these situations to happen and see if you can switch them so that they don't.
Yes.
And you have to look at the amount of risk that you're asking a human being to take. If it's too much risk, they just won't do it.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. It's like, I imagine, and I want to speak to like firemen about this. Like, I think firemen, it's your job to go in the building, dog, even if it's burning or not. Like, I don't know if firemen can be like, well, I thought my life was a danger, so I didn't go in.
Yeah.
Like, there were firemen running up, and I'm sure policemen running up the Twin Towers as some shits was coming down.
Yep.
So it's like, I wonder if that is a reasonable excuse for a fireman not going in. Like, I felt fear for my life, so I didn't go in. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it isn't.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think so. I think they're supposed to go. As long as like they determine the building's not about to collapse at this very moment.
Right.
Like,
I'm sure it's like, it's different,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like, we just have to talk to these other public servants that put their life on the line. Obviously, we know the process, with the military, but like, we got to talk to these people and see what it is and see what is expected of them, because there's nothing wrong with asking cops to be held to the same standard as another public servant. I don't think that's wrong. I mean, poke holes in the argument if you guys can.
They'll just say it's like most other public servants, their life isn't on the line in the manner that ours is.
That's true, because every time a cop goes out, it could be some serious
Routine
shit.
traffic stop, you could die.
And
That's
I would
also how black
imagine there's
people
not
feel.
as many fires as there are potentially violent situations with a cop. Like, I think a cop probably has way more violent interactions than the average fireman goes into like burning buildings. I would imagine. I'm not entirely sure.
I would assume so.
You think so?
Yeah, because most
Every
of the time
arrest-
if something's on fire, you get the fuck out. So the fireman only really has to go inside if there's somebody trapped inside.
Okay.
They stand outside and pour some water on the shit.
Sure. That they have to go into a burning building, but not deal with the burning building.
I've heard cops say, I don't know if this is true or not, but routine traffic stop is how most officers are killed. Think of how many routine traffic stops you make in a day or in a month.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Now, it's funny because there's the same fear on both sides. Is a routine traffic stop could kill me if you're black or you're a cop.
Yep.
The difference black people feel is like, if a cop gets killed, we can be fairly certain, as tragic as it is, justice will be served and whoever killed him will be prosecuted. Black people are feeling like if I get killed, most likely nothing's going to happen to this guy.
This is a great point. Every correction is an overcorrection. And I realized this about the Me Too movement when I was watching the Epstein documentary. Okay. This documentary is like a fluff piece to put all the blame on Epstein and absolve all the other characters around him of any guilt. We understand what it is. It's made by one of Bill Clinton's friends. It's obviously going to be bullshit. But there's one great redeeming thing about the documentary is you get to hear all the girls that they raped and he sent around the world for other people to rape. You get to hear their stories. And I didn't even know who these people were. It's astonishing how low key that they were all kept. Right? And when I'm watching these girls speak for the first time and like tell their stories about how horrific these people were, I completely understood the Me Too movement because these girls for years talked to the FBI. FBI just turned the other cheek. They're like, it doesn't matter. Talk to police. They talked to everybody trying to get their stories heard and trying to get some justice. And they were ignored. And these girls are not the only girls that got raped, right? This has been happening to women probably for hundreds of years, right? Throughout history. So now for the first time in history where when you say something, not only is it heard, but that motherfucker gets justice, of course you're going to speak up. Now, granted, did a lot of people who were innocent of not like major crimes, like whistling on a girl on the street, you should not get fucking fired for. There's a difference between like assaulting a woman and inconveniencing a woman. Everybody has to deal with inconveniences in life. That being said, I understand why the overcorrection went there in the same way where I understand the overcorrection with what's happening with George Floyd, right? Yeah, maybe all this violence, this looting and these protests and all these things that are going down, maybe this is destroying your city. Maybe that is an overcorrection. But this is what happens when nobody fucking listens and now you finally get the world's attention.
Yeah.
You keep on doing what is going to keep that attention. Like imagine you broke one store and everybody's like, we hear you now. Are you done? And they're like, okay, we're hurt. No, it's like, I'm going to keep on doing this shit until I'm hurt.
Facts.
What I'm concerned about is how that they're going to spin this. And I guarantee the media will spin this into a race war, not a war of the people versus authority. And the way they'll spin it to the race war is these militias will go start to protect the property and they will create them as one gang. And then they'll create the protesters as another gang. And they'll only highlight the black and brown people in those protests. They'll leave the white people out of those protests. They'll make it look way less diverse. And they'll have these fucking gangs. It's going to look like some shit out of gangs in New York or something like that. And that's how they're going to drive the fucking wedge in, man. I know it. I feel it.
That's what you think. I'm thinking that they want the rioting to continue and even get worse possibly, so then they can declare martial law.
What would be the benefit of martial law?
Trump can do whatever the fuck he wants to do and probably postpone the election if he felt like it.
Ooh.
Postponing the election is interesting because what I was thinking is he wants 4 more years.
Yeah. And right now, with Corona and with his tweets, it's not looking good for him.
That's interesting. Mark, what are the conspiracy theorists saying? What is your theory?
I don't necessarily have like a nailed down theory, but I've heard people say, like, resonate that statement. Like, people even pointed to on, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, the guardhouse outside the White House. Like, they have like a guard building where like people have to come in and out if they're going to the White House. Got burned down. Like the whole thing got like torched.
Whoa.
And some people are like, wow, these protesters are really going crazy. You know, they're burning down the guardhouse. And other people are like, how did they get close enough to burn down the guardhouse? And then people are drawing connections to like when the Reichstag burned down in Germany before Hitler like usurped power. So now like there's like this weird like power thing where it's like basically the Reichstag burned down and Hitler was like, oh, it's these it's these crazy like fringe groups that are trying to destroy our country and burn down our capital. So he's like, you need someone that's going to take over and take control. And then he slowly like gained power that way.
So you think Trump could use this as a potential way of maintaining power outside of the democratic process?
I don't know if he's got the juice. I don't know if he's got the juice, but
Americans are some crazy motherfuckers.
He's talking like it though.
I don't know if he's got the juice, but
he's like, oh, if I can't deal with it, then I'll send the military in there who can.
There has been a historical precedent for that. Some people even say Hitler burned down the Reichstag himself.
He probably did.
Like he sent like the SS in to burn it down. He was like, look at these crazy people burning down the
Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying this whole time.
Yeah, but like that's not official record.
Right.
Some people say it's a false flag. Some people say it's not. But regardless, he got power from it.
Do we feel, okay, that's the most extreme version of it. do we feel like it is in the best interest of some group, I don't know which fucking group, that these protests continue? Like, I feel like they're doing everything they can to drag these protests out.
I mean, there's a situation where all sides can benefit from it.
Okay, go.
So, like, if Trump's able to enact a martial law thing and he's able to, like, have more control over the government and sort of suppress the democratic process by enacting, like, by taking sort of, like, extraordinary powers and as president, then, like, he would benefit from the protest. And then, like, the Democrats would benefit from the protest because it shows that Trump's in complete disarray and he can't control himself, and they know that he's going to keep on fucking up. So then when it's election time, he's going to be out. Like, the anarchists are loving it because
they just like chaos.
They like chaos, like the grungy white kids that, like, go to Warped Tour and shit. Like, they want to just destroy shit.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing. We were having this conversation about this let's say the Democrats are the ones stretching this out. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, right? Why would they do it? We were talking about this yesterday. Like, here's the thing. Trump was on the verge I think on the verge to really get a lot of the black vote. Biden had just fucked up on the Breakfast Club big time, and he wasn't really remorseful or accountable for fucking up. He was kind of like blaming Charlamagne. Like, in interviews, he was going, he was being a wise guy and I was returning in kind. Charlamagne wasn't really being a wise guy. Yeah. Like, you fucked up, fam.
He's halfway apologized and also tried to put it on Charlamagne.
Charlamagne. So it was like a little both. So what I was told is that Trump and his the people that are ahead of his Black Initiative were putting together an economic empowerment plan for Black people. And that was the time to drop it, right? Literally last week. Democrats are in this position where Black people are not very happy with Democrats, don't feel like Democrats have done that much to, further the progress of Black people. They have a huge fuck up from Biden. Biden hasn't said anything eloquent in 3 years. Huge fuck up from Biden. Trump has the has the possibility to jump in and snag some of that black vote. I'm not saying Democrats started this. I'm not saying they amplified or took advantage of. Hypothetically speaking, if they did, it would be a brilliant move. Because Trump's policy is he has to appeal to the base on all national stories. If it's not a national story, if it's prison reform, as long as prison reform isn't a national story, have Kim Kardashian come to the White House, free some black people from jail. It's not a national story. It doesn't matter. His base doesn't care. But the second something becomes a national story, he's not the leader for everyone. He's the leader for his base.
That's interesting.
And he's done it every single time, right? Charlottesville, national story. Before, right? It was like, there's actually good people on both sides. Some people say that taking out of contact doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, hordes of Mexicans coming through in a caravan, they're going to kill everybody, blah, blah, blah. National news story leans into the base. He's not the leader for everybody. He's the leader for his base. So let's say the Democrats made this as crazy as possible. Let's say they're leaving piles of bricks just around these protests for no reason. Mark was walking in Williamsburg. You just saw a pile of bricks in front of a building. Yeah. Who the fuck is just leaving bricks in front of buildings? I
was out there with like a group of kids that were looting. Cops are peacefully following them,
letting them
not interrupting them at all. I just lost track of time. I was probably with them for like 2 hours. They were just going around the city, breaking glass, knocking over garbage cans, burning some garbage, and then they move on to the next spot. And cops were just following them, making sure probably buildings didn't get burned, but just letting them be.
You didn't do nothing?
I mean,
no.
Well, Jake Paul ass just hanging out.
So what's interesting is, let's say the Democrats strategically made Trump play his card. They go, if we make a national news story out of this, especially the looting, Trump's going to have to appeal to his base on this. How is he going to appeal to his base? What does his base want?
Oh, they want
order.
Trump. Yeah, bring the hammer down.
Bring the hammer down. Order. Bring the hammer down can be positioned as if he doesn't have any empathy for George Floyd and the black plight in America. Yeah. You can't service black people if you're essentially punishing them for protesting for their own rights.
Yeah.
If you looting, we shooting.
If you looting, we shooting. He came out with it. He tried to appeal to blacks with a rhyme, but I don't know if that shit worked. All of a sudden, black people gravitate back to the Democratic Party because they're thugs. Calls them thugs. I can't support that dude. I'm gonna have to ride with these Democrats, even though Biden is incoherent. It is a little conspiratorial, but is it reasonable?
Yeah.
I think so. And additionally, reading through, like, there's all these articles specifically in 2020 why, like, the black vote is so important. Like, all this stuff was published in, like, February, March. Like, people are suggesting that's more important this election than ever.
Why is that?
Because it's more up for grabs?
More for grabs. It's, like, not as locked in. Like, the two parties are struggling to, like, lock in black and Latino voters just in general.
Grabs.
Ever since, wait, what?
You just said more up for grabs 3 times, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I'm blacking out.
You know, it's more up for grabs. Like, there's more votes to be had. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't sure who to vote for.
Well, that way every person has a different version that they can understand. But yeah, it's I think it's just like less locked in.
I would honestly, I respect if that's a chess move by the Democrats. That's the first good chess move Democrats have played in fucking.
It's just so hard with Biden, yo. Yeah. I mean, his fucking advice to cops. Did you see this yesterday? I haven't.
Son, don't shoot unarmed people in the heart. Shoot them in the leg or arm. Unarmed.
What?
Unarmed.
He said that?
Yes.
Oh, shit, this guy.
Don't shoot them in the heart. Shoot them in the arm or leg.
If you are the Democrats and you're doing this brilliant chess move, you also got to get a vice president that you want to take over for this motherfucker. You can get him out of there somehow.
It's funny. I was telling Mark yesterday. I'm like, this is Biden's time to be out in front of every camera, speaking up. And now it's like, matter of fact, maybe you just need to shut the fuck up. So,
was it you? We were talking about. Who were we talking about this yesterday? We were talking about the Trump's power is in his live performances, in his
in the rallies.
In the rallies. Was that you?
No, we were talking to Raul.
Yeah, Raul was bringing this good point. Shouts to Raul, our homie from Mexico, man. And he was like, they've been quarantined from America forever. Stay home. Shelter in place. No, but he was like, Trump's power on the campaign trail is the rally.
Yeah.
And if you, let's say you're the Democrats, if you try to exaggerate the severity of Corona for as long as possible and make it so people cannot come together, he cannot hold a fucking rally. And if he cannot hold a rally, that severely affects his electability, because Mark was saying this yesterday. It sounds crazy to us, but motherfuckers go to a Trump rally on some, I don't know if I'm for him or not, and then leave there convinced.
Yeah. Watching this PBS documentary, a lot of people were going, they were like, yeah, I just want to see what happens. It's going to be crazy.
And then they walk out.
This guy's crazy. And then they're like, yo, you spitting facts in there. Like,
interesting. And I saw this, I don't know how accurate it is. The Republican National Convention, they were going to limit the amount of people inside so they can socially distance. And Trump's like, if you don't pack this place out, we're moving it to another city.
Hell, 100%. Let's go.
That's the other thing.
That's how I feel about my shows. Who's opening up? Who's opening up? Yo, you probably want to have a rally.
You're gonna have Andrew fans outside of fucking yucks with guns. I'm not opening up.
Make comedy great again, bro. Let's do it.
We're going to the chocolate.
Go. What you about to say though?
Trump supporters don't give a fuck about Corona, yo. They think that shit is made up. They think it's fake.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if there's not a crazy spike in 2 weeks,
they was lying to us, yo. They were lying to us.
I believe them.
No, they not.
They were lying to us, yo.
The numbers in Florida going up. The numbers in Atlanta,
numbers in New York, everywhere Dallas, Chicago, everywhere they've been protesting, numbers should skyrocket in the next 2 weeks. And I've been all about like social distancing, but I'm watching these numbers.
I wouldn't say
if they don't
skyrocket
go up,
because there's still some people that are afraid to go back out. So even though the
curve,
town or the place opened the fuck up, but there are some people that
hundreds of thousands of people are hanging out. It's a football game in every city right now on Saturday. If the curve don't start doing this, I'm gonna be like, hey, this shit is over.
All right.
I believed it, now it's over.
But the numbers is already going up.
No, it's how you know it's going up.
They're reporting it.
Where they reporting it?
Can you show us the
Corona
number?
Daily?
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, find it. And Texas too, because Texas isn't. I thought Texas was going to go crazy.
So
Texas, Arizona, all these states that just opened it up, not giving a fuck. Arizona even more so than Texas. I was like, yo, it's about to get bad.
Bust it wide open, bro. Bust it wide open.
Florida had like the highest number of new cases. It like equaled the amount back in early April.
So here's the let me say this.
It's like now
but this is the thing.
High number of new cases, which is the bad number, that's the number you want to try to level out. That's starting
Hear
to
this
go
out.
back up.
This is like a month and a half ago. I'm listening to Tiki Wiki. They're talking about Texas, right? Yeah. And they say that should
pull
peak.
out my Dicky Wiki when you say that shit. That shit mad sexy, bro. That Tiki Wiki, bro.
Hey, I'll say it to you after the show.
Okay.
But they said they expected the peak to happen around May 6th, and then Texas opened it up.
Yeah.
So you would think if we're already peaking and you open shit up, it should get crazy. This was a natural thing that thought was going to happen. Like the way the virus was moving, even if we did social isolation, it would peak around May 5th, May 6th, whatever. So it peaked there, and then they opened it up. It should go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't even know why I'm arguing this point because I'm all for the open it up right now. So
bust it wide open, bro.
I've been like, yo, chill, but I'm watching these motherfucking numbers in New York, in LA, in everywhere they've had protests in mass.
Yeah.
Riots? Ain't nobody wearing a fucking mask in a riot, are they?
Everybody's wearing masks in a
Nah,
riot.
if you're going to loot, you're going to wear something.
Exactly.
They created the best situation for us to loot. They told us to protect your face, cover everything, wear goggles, wear a whole face mask, and then they had just open windows of shit for us to just break.
Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that crazy? We were talking about this before the podcast, and maybe we include this in the piece, but like low key, it's arrogant to have a window.
Yeah.
Wait,
during
what?
quarantine?
Wait, what?
All right, we're going to take a break for a second. We got to pay some bills. Let me tell you guys something. This is important, okay? There's a million things for me to read on this Mac Weldon advertisement. We could go through everything, the gold label, the silver label, all this other kind of stuff. Let me make this very simple for you. Do you like comfortable underwear? Yes? Do you like high quality underwear that doesn't have that fucking waffle effect after you've worn it 3 times? Yes? Do you like the same thing for your shirts, your hoodies, all your essentials? Do you want socks? Do you want these things where you're not flexing with them, by the way, but when you take them off and a girl you want to see you're in some nice underwear, not some bullshit ass fucking Hanes or some Joe Boxers, wrinkled as hell, waffled out. You want something nice quality that's going to take care of your package. You want to look presentable when you take them off and you letting people know, hey, this is about to go down. Ladies, you want your boyfriend to look presentable. Right? You want your boyfriend to look good. You want his essentials to fit him well. Not some shitty, ill-fitting undershirt, okay? Some trash material hoodie. Ladies, if you are wearing your boyfriend's hoodie when you're lounging around the crib, and there's a lot of lounging around the crib, you want it to be a nice quality material, do you not? Not some raggedy ass fucking hoodie that he bought at his college. You want a nice quality material. Men's Essentials, Mac Weldon. Simple as that. That's what you're doing. Mac Weldon, Men's Essentials. That's where you're going to get the best. You can get it macweldon.com and you can get 20% off. Use the promo code Flagrant. Mac Weldon, MacWeldon. We're just making it easier. Stop getting your socks on one fucking website, your underwear on another fucking website, your casual hanging around hoodies on one, your undershirts on another. It's fucking stupid. It's too much work. You go to one place, macweldon.com. You get all the essentials. Flex your fit around it, okay? Obviously, you're going to cover up the undershirt with some jacket that you really like. That's not what they're selling. They're not selling you your fly shit that you're flexing all over. They're selling you the finest quality essentials. And you deserve good quality essentials for yourself.
And you probably need new essentials because you've been wearing them this whole fucking quarantine.
Son, that's
Order
it.
now. Stop wasting time.
What are you doing? You're going to get your shit at CVS? You're really going to get new socks at CVS? New underwear at CVS? That's where you're going to get it? MacWeldon.com. Simple as that. You're getting 20% off. Promo code Flagrant. Go do that right now. Let's get back to the show.
What?
Like windows are mad arrogant. Like we live in such a safe society that we assume people aren't going to break in and steal shit. That like, if you go down Broadway, right, or Fifth Avenue, there are giant glass windows. Glass is that thick. You could knock on that shit and it breaks. And there are thousands of dollars worth of merchandise just right on the other side of the window. And after they close, you know what the places do sometimes? They leave the lights on. They almost like, you won't steal it, fuck boy. I dare you, fuck boy.
Shit is mad defiant, yo.
Pussy. Yo, I'm gonna leave the lights on, pussy. You're not gonna steal nothing, pussy.
It's mad defiant. You know
it's arrogant, bro. Like, low key, we should have been broken down these fucking windows. Put a gate down.
Shops always have had windows. Like,
I'm saying,
window
that's arrogant.
Window shopping.
Son. Do banks got windows, son?
That's a great point.
Yeah,
banks got windows?
They do, but it's just a little thicker.
Nah, no, banks don't got windows.
Yes, they do.
Not to get to the bank.
What do you mean?
Not to get to the banking part. They got a little window in the front.
Oh, they get to the bank. You talking about the bank.
The bank. You got the little part with the ATM, right?
Okay.
That's mad windows for the ATM and it's glass doors for the bank. You ain't ever seen no wooden door at the bank. You ain't ever slid some shit open like that.
No, the bank is the shit that's a circle that you go in.
You know that shit you got
the vault.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta hold your ear too with the little thing and the click.
Right? That shit right there never got away. You never seen a fucking movie where they break into the bank and they look in the window of the vault and they see, oh, they got money in there. All right, let's go in that one. Right? Because they know this shit is worth it. You ain't never seen one movie where they did that, right? Hey, which vault should we break into? Well, look at all the windows and let's see what's in there first. Bro, in Storage Wars, the whole idea is you got to choose it before you look. They ain't even got windows in Storage Wars. Don't
look at me, bro.
They ain't got windows in Storage Wars. They don't have windows in Storage Wars.
Yeah,
I know, but the point of windows, right?
What's the point of windows?
For window shopping.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that's why they gotta have windows, or where you might buy some shit. Storage Wars. Anybody walking by a storage unit like, yo, let me buy that.
Son,
It's not
I
for
agree,
sale.
bro.
First floor window.
It's arrogant.
Windows is a slutty girl wearing no clothes. All
Hey.
right? That's what a
Hey,
window
bro,
is.
I'm not trying to victim blame right now, but son, low key,
Windows is a girl with a low cut shirt, and she goes like, "Oh yeah, you probably."
that's
want
what
this.
they doing. They walking around asking why we looking at them titties, bro. And I'm not saying we supposed to grab them.
but
when Saks Fifth Avenue was out here winking at me, you know what I'm saying? Like you have blinking lights in the window. You have some blinking lights going, look at this shit, this mad expensive, and nobody's around. It says closed on the door. It's like, yo, we're not here. Hey, it's closed, but we left some light on in case you want to take this fire shit. Pussy. You know what I'm saying? Bro, yo, low key, they deserve that shit, low key, bro.
I mean,
hey, man, you make a compelling
It's
case.
arrogant. Is it not arrogant? Like in your apartment, if you live on the first floor, right? You put some bars on your fucking window, don't you? Because you're like, yo, I live on the first floor. Motherfucker could break right in. I'm not going to allow that shit. I have a neighbor when I was growing up, famous person. His windows had blackout curtains so you couldn't even see what was inside.
nah.
It was.
Yeah,
But I mean, blackout curtains is so you can have the room dark inside.
No.
I thought
I'm
it was a
phrasing.
solidarity for Black Lives Matter.
I'm phrasing it
The
wrong.
original black square.
I'm phrasing it wrong. They had a specific type of curtain that they could see out and get all the light out, but
okay.
it was like a mirrored thing. You know when they do like a
Two-way mirror?
Yeah, it was like a two-way mirror essentially, but a curtain.
Okay, got you.
So it was like, but of course it's like, yo, it's arrogant. It's arrogant, bro.
They're just saying, I don't think people are going to go around breaking laws. Like
That's arrogant.
all right.
That's how arrogant we got. Is we thought that you just get to keep your stuff.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in middle school, I learned that I had a North Face that I was wearing, and then someone was like, "Give me that," and I was like, "It's mine," and he goes, "I want it," and I was like, "All right." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I realized how quick shit that you thought was yours could not be.
he was like, well, you ain't have no glass around you. I guess you ain't want it that bad.
Yeah, if you was wearing glasses, then maybe I would.
Real talk. Like if I was walking around with some fucking glass, then it would have been mine to keep.
Yeah.
Man.
Should have been Bubble Boy.
Man. I'm saying there is some arrogance, yo, and people boarding up their fucking doors. Like you should have been boarded it up.
Yeah. There are some smart businesses that boarded early. Yeah. These motherfuckers saw that shit coming.
Because the reason for it,
Sunglass Hut. Surprise, motherfucker stole glasses. Sunglass Hut. You know what I'm saying?
All they sell is glass, bro.
Bro, that's all they sell, dog. Wait, what?
so they just go into the sunglass hut, break in, and then break all the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Just fuck it? That's what
Man,
we do?
come
Smash
on.
glass?
Sunglass Hut.
They boarded up all their glasses.
Son, it's a hut. What's huts made out of?
Straw?
Wood.
I guess.
Live up to your name. All right, though. All right, for real. For real though.
All right. Let's get into some of these topics.
Should we talk about some topics?
Yeah.
Should we talk about the worst ways that people have showed their solidarity?
Yo,
We got to play that David
my
Guetta
gosh,
shit, son.
bro.
yo,
I don't care if we get flagged. I don't care.
I'm gonna send this down.
It's so funny. I don't care if we get flagged, and it's so delusional, and these people are out of their fucking minds.
yeah.
Like, we're going to get to a point of like success and fame where we should be delusional and no one should listen to us. I hope we never get there, dog.
Yeah.
I truly hope we never get to the point where like what we think is helpful is the absolute most idiotic shit ever thought of.
Yeah.
How do we avoid getting there?
You can't get too famous. Or you gotta have some no people around you, like Kevin Hart says. You gotta have some no people. But who the fuck can say no?
Kevin Hart, the funniest motherfucker I ever heard. Remember when Bill Burr when we were in that car?
Yeah.
We're in a car ride. Bill Burr going because Kevin Hart had his like little special.
Documentary.
His documentary. He's like, you know, I cheated because I didn't have my boys with me, man. If I had my boys with me, I wouldn't cheated. And Bill Burr's like, because you didn't have your boys with you. Motherfucker, you couldn't not fuck a girl? Like, you need your boys to grab your dick and be like, come on, Kev, don't put that in there. That's the worst excuse. Imagine your girl going, yeah, you're right, you gotta keep your boys with you. That's probably the reason why you cheat on me.
Yo, that's actually brilliant.
Seems valid. Seems valid,
Yeah,
son.
that's
My boys
brilliant.
ain't there, son.
It's also a perfect way to hang out with your boys all the time. Hey, baby, you want me to cheat?
You're always hanging out with your boys. That's funny.
Yeah, she's insisting.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going out. She's like, are your boys with you?
You better take Mike.
Okay, so what we're going to see right now is the absolute most delusional way to react to racism. I didn't think it was possible to top Madonna's kid. I don't know if you saw Madonna's kid dancing to show support.
That one was the worst to me.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I don't know if it's as bad. Here's the thing. Madonna's kid is black. It's the adopted kid, right?
I don't care. That
She
one's worse.
looted that motherfucker. Real talk. She went to Africa like, gotcha.
Here's what I'm saying. If Michael Jackson himself couldn't end racism, you dancing like Michael Jackson is going to end racism?
That's funny.
He had black or white. Ain't nobody give a fuck. He was black and white.
Yeah.
He tried his hardest, and he was the illest dancer alive and knew nothing.
Bro, only rape white kids.
Yo, right? My man was about that life.
Yeah.
Ready?
All right, hold on. So David Guetta is a DJ. He's French. I don't know what's going on. So he wants to do his part to combat racism. And again, you know, famous people are a little bit delusional. They really don't understand the plight of normal folks. And this is maybe the perfect example of it. He is on top of a building in New York City.
Empire State Building right behind him.
Empire State
Amazing
Building
view.
right behind him. Incredible view. Here he is on top of it. This is what he's doing to support George Floyd. Okay, go.
So this record is in honor of George Floyd. And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Can we
Hold on. So, shout out to his family, son. Yo, you got a shout out from David Guetta, bro. Wow.
Can we be honest though?
Yeah.
If you listen to that beat, that shit is kind of
Does it
building,
go in?
right?
Does it
It's
go
kind
in?
of building to something.
Bro, are we going to get flagged for this shit?
Yeah.
That'll be our contribution. That'll be our contribution to davidguetta.com/donate.
I want to hear that first.
Okay, we got to go back over
so
time.
Yo, hold on, yo.
English, bro.
Yeah.
Feel that beat though.
Is in honor of George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Yeah, this guy could barely speak.
And I really hope we
Pick
can
an
see
accent.
more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult.
He prepared this for weeks.
So, shout out to his family.
Bro, the drone shot? Okay.
Hot, yo.
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I
Yo, if he flags us for sharing this, he don't care.
Yeah.
If they flag us for sharing this and spreading the word and showing the donate to charity shit, they don't care.
Oh man, that family.
Yo, shout out to his family, bro. That shit goes hard.
So this record,
They gotta feel
Pause.
better right now, so.
Paul, yeah. Yo, they were going through it and it was like a really tragic event. And I think they were having a really tough day. And then all of a sudden you just heard. They're like, thank you, David.
Can we go to the website, see how much money he raised?
Yeah. Yo, Al, I sent you one more, by the way.
Right.
Will it be more money than Virgil donated?
Oh my god.
Yo,
Hey,
shout out to Virgil,
I'm gonna
bro.
keep it 2 Virgils. I think his shit was the worst. I
Yeah.
think he had the worst, even worse than Madonna's kid.
Do we now know why his company's called Off-White? Are we 100% familiar with it? What's this right here? Hold on.
This is
We got another one?
This is some chick from Glee. She's like a Glee dancer.
Okay.
And she's like one of the stars of Glee.
Okay.
And
this
what does
is-
the tweet say? Why the fuck is Britney from Glee dancing in honor of George
So they're
Floyd?
dancing in honor of George
So this
Floyd.
is- this is
Okay.
how
Have white women not done enough?
Okay, hold on.
This is how she
Hold
ended
on.
racism.
Let's
bro.
see it. But is she having a hard time breathing?
Holy shit.
She hit that wall.
Oh, she's on her neck.
Oh, she's on her
She's
neck.
trying to fight somebody off.
She did not
Oh
make a
my
gun
God,
finger.
yo.
She did not make a gun
Oh
finger.
my god.
Oh man, this is.
All right, pause for a second. I want to say this as a kid who has come from a dance family. Dance has provided my entire lifestyle, has provided all the opportunities that I've had, provided the privilege.
Brought your mom to this country.
It brought my mother to this country. I mean, dance has been absolutely phenomenal. It is useless. Dance could be the most useless thing in the entire world in terms of actually expressing how you feel. This is so fucking stupid. Dance is fun. It's exciting. Go with the music, bounce around. It is not how you share a fucking message.
You know,
nobody's watching this and they're going, "Oh my God, I get it now. Black people have a tough time."
You know the most disrespectful part of this is she couldn't even give this motherfucker a real room in the house to dance in. She dancing in the spare room. Look at that sloping ass down ass room.
dude.
That shit is the attic that you made half a bedroom.
Yeah.
George
dude.
Floyd could get a whole room, yo.
Yeah, dude. This is disrespectful, dude.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Heather
This is
Morris.
fucking pathetic.
You're on
Okay, do we have
Glee
some
and
other
you don't
ones?
have a full room.
That's what I'm saying.
Do we have some other horrible examples?
We got Virgil.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to Virgil. So apparently Virgil donated $50 to the charity. What was it?
He put on Instagram. Can you read the thing? Is it? Yeah, here it is. He put on Instagram that he matched somebody's donation, or he donated $50 to this thing, and he said the Miami community is crazy inspired for kids in the streets that need a bail fund for George Floyd protests. And then it has the screenshot. It says sent $50 will be deposited once FemPower completes the payment. Gay, first of all. Then he said matching the local energy, and he added a bunch of people. And that's got to be the worst of all of it, right? To say matching the local energy, motherfucker, that's all the energy the locals are giving you?
$50, bro.
Son, that's wild. And he kept it up too. That's the one thing I respect.
I respect
He
that
was getting
shit, though.
roasted and he kept that shit up
Nah, he
for the
kept
full
it up.
24 hours.
Yeah, I would have yanked my donation. I'd be, all right, fuck it then. Hey, y'all don't want $50? No, you don't get that $50. I'll take that shit right back.
Apparently, in fairness to him, this was like one instance where he donated and like matched someone else's donation, and then he later revealed after getting a bunch of backlash, he's like, "Well, I actually donated $20,000 to
$20,500.
other different places and bail funds and other shit."
Bullshit.
Where's show that receipt,
Yup,
fam?
where's
You
those
got no
receipts,
problem
son?
showing this receipt. Where are the other receipts?
That's a valid
They don't
point.
have receipts? All these other things. Now, you probably already randomly give money to these things, and now you're trying to attribute it to this.
Tax break or some shit.
Yeah, fuck up. Actually, I'm okay with the giving money tax break, but if you're showing your receipt, bro. Also, there's nothing in this deal that says you have to give the amount the last person gave.
I think if you're successful and you publicize how much you donate, there got to be a comma in that number.
Yeah.
Facts.
Kev on stage
Yeah.
gave 1,000. I'll publish that. If I give 1,000 to somebody, you better fucking believe it's a screenshot of that.
I didn't do that. I was telling you earlier. I mean, I won't say where I did, but I've donated money in the thousands, and I don't ever post it.
Well, hey man, I would.
I leave my name on that GoFundMe shit though. You know what I'm saying? When you scroll down, you see how much people are giving. I'm not anonymous. You know what I mean? I'm out here.
I'll leave my name anonymous on the
screenshot.
GoFundMe. Because that's like a small amount of money. Like, I don't need no credit for no fucking $100, whatever.
Yeah, but
1,000, bruh, bitch.
When you add a comma, you gotta, you know what I mean?
Flex on them.
You gotta flex on these hoes.
All right, next.
All right, what else we got, man?
So we talked about Madonna, BET, founder calls for 14 trillion in reparations.
Robert Johnson, founder of BET.
Yep.
I'm down for
He
that.
said the number would go a long way to helping restore, or just basically for white people to be like, hey, we get it. We fucked up. We've been fucked up.
How you come up with that?
14 trillion.
But how
I
you
think I
come
did
up
the
with it?
math, and I think it's like $467,000 a person, essentially, per black person. Because I assume they're 10% of the population. Population is 300 million. So I did 14 trillion divided by 30 million. Mm-hmm. That's just rough numbers. That's about $460,000 per person.
I mean, it sounds about right. Like,
But not all black people.
Maybe
it's a
can you
little
double check
light,
that?
but
It might
I'll
be
take it.
46,000.
But not all black people
I might feel
get
better.
reparations. Like if you just came here from Nigeria last week, you don't get reparations. It has to just be descendants of slaves.
Yeah, and that I think you can trace back.
Yeah, you can.
Though. That's a lot of work.
Say again.
That's a lot of work.
Well, not
Like we
really.
can't even get people
It's only-
corona
it's
tests,
only
yo.
200 years you got to trace back to.
But I'm saying, like, I got to run genetic testing on every black person. That's a lot. That's a lot of steps.
Yo,
How many of us have had a corona antibody test in this room? 0 out of 4.
How long
Pandemic.
before motherfuckers are just like, yo, we let you steal some Burberry, bro. Like, call it even. You know what I mean? Like, how long before you think
I
that
would love to
happens,
see the reparations negotiations and how all white people try to start the negotiation.
Yeah.
We'll give you a 5-minute shopping spree anywhere you want.
Ooh.
All black people, 1 5-minute period.
Oh, I saw there was a Mercedes dealership that got looted.
body.
That's-
But you
that's
can't loot it. You just got
I
to
mean,
fuck
they
it
were
up.
just driving away with cars.
You gotta know how to steal it.
How do you know how to steal it?
Because they have the keys inside.
Oh,
They
they got
don't. It's laser cut. I just watched Gone in 60 Seconds recently. It's laser cut.
Yeah, but how do you think they give the test drives?
Yeah, they gotta have something there.
Motherfuckers just driving G-Wagons out.
That's beast. That's
Nah,
a
that's
beast move.
fire. Now
that's
you're
a
stupid
beast-ass
because all
move.
them shits are probably like chipped, so they could find that car in a
Man, you
hole.
Most
got
likely.
enough time to figure out how to get away with it.
Yeah, you could sell that shit off. They'll ship it overseas real quick.
That's what they did in Gone in 60 Seconds. That movie was so good.
All right, so none of us in this room would loot. But if somebody looted and then tried to, I'm just saying, all right,
Who wouldn't loot?
we haven't yet. But if somebody looted and then
Yeah.
tried to sell you something of the looted shit, would you buy it?
Say that again.
Like if somebody
I'm not
tried
looting
to,
from any American company. I'll loot from fucking Louis Vuitton.
no,
I'll loot
would you
all them
try to
shits.
Chanel,
buy
get got
looted?
Chanel, anything
Stupid
non-American could get got. Chipotle.
You're going in yourself.
Anything non-American. What?
You're going in yourself.
I'm not gonna be first.
All right, but I'm just saying.
Taco Bell is good though, right? Chipotle could get it. But
Taco Bell's good. Chipotle could get it. I'll walk in there. I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on here? Hey, hey, what's going on here? Everybody relax." Stuff like that. I'll walk in like that.
Mercedes Benz though, man, fuck, they could get got, huh? That's some German shit.
Anything not American could get got.
And it's German.
Fuck, what's in America?
Wait, you
I
doing-
can't
Wait,
loot an
All right,
American
boom,
thing.
boom, boom.
Go.
Tesla, American company, but you want one. Somebody
Am I
comes
looting a Tesla?
No, if somebody comes to you who
Yeah.
has looted and stole this Tesla, is like, yo, I can scratch off the VIN. Boom, this is yours. Are you buying it from that person who
Nah.
looted? Word?
No, I don't want to refurbish Tesla.
It's not refurbished.
It's refurbished.
How? It's brand new.
Because he drove it. It's refurbished. It's refurbished.
Akash?
I'm not doing it. I'm not buying that. But I
I'm
think
buying the fuck out of that.
There
yo.
we go.
You
That's
out
what
of
I
your
was talking
mind.
about.
Think I'm not? It's
You
got
wanna
autopilot.
refurbish?
It's got
Yeah,
autodrive?
of course. It got all of it.
Son, yeah.
you want to refurbish.
I don't give a fuck.
But you don't think Elon can shut down your shit in a fucking heartbeat?
But he's saying he can't know in this hypothetical situation.
Yeah, and this hypothetical is
In
like,
this,
hey,
in this hypothetical, you get away with it. It's your car. No problem.
Yeah, of
Good,
course
good to
everybody
go.
would do it, but that's not the reality of the matter. It's Elon Musk.
But he might
No,
let
but
you
you
get away
know
with
it's
it, bro.
looted.
Why do you think he's gonna let me get away with
South Africa apartheid feels bad.
Yo, son,
Let's go. Yeah.
Elon Musk, yo. I need to have a talk with that motherfucker, bro.
Why? Let's talk about it.
Say what?
Because he's the
He
greatest.
killed it this week, son.
That guy's the fucking greatest, yo. He's the genius of our time. Fuck Steve Jobs. You ain't shit. You wasn't shit. Who's that?
What
Jeff
he
Bezos.
did, bro? What he really
Jeff
do?
Bezos more like Jeff Bozo, huh? Come on, fucking idiot, stupid fuck. Nothing compared to Elon Musk.
When you really think about it, like
Yo, he's
the most genius people of our time, right?
So tight, bro.
One of them is delivery boy.
Wow.
That's Jeff Bezos.
Wow.
I'm with that. Jeff Bezos sucks, yo.
Jeff
Elon Musk is the
Bezos found
guy.
a way to hire more Mexicans, and he's a genius because of it. Elon Musk, what'd he do? Drilled into the ground?
What you talking
He
about?
just sent motherfuckers to outer space.
We've been doing that since the 80s, Al. Where have you been?
He
We
done it.
haven't done it since the 80s, actually. We haven't done it since the 80s.
When we went? When we went for the first time, y'all. Hey, when we went for the first time. We did that shit before the 80s, bro? You say we did that shit before the 80s, bro. Hold up. When did we go for the first time? We did that shit before color TV.
61, was it?
I think
61.
It's 61.
Ooh,
Alice
nice
Shepherd,
with it.
I think.
We went to space in the 60s, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Shocking, I know.
There's no way.
Yeah.
1960s, bro.
Bro, get out of here, bro. So what did he do?
Moon
There
landing was 1969.
That's
Ain't that crazy? We
dog.
went to space
in the 60s.
8 years before black people got rights. Like, ain't
Son.
that fucking crazy?
Wow.
Ain't that
No.
fucking
Black people
crazy?
had rights 68 or 63 or some shit like that.
Okay, so
Civil
before.
Rights Bill 67. One of them shit in the 60s.
Moon is 61. That's what I'm saying.
69. You said
69 was the moon. Yeah.
69 was the moon.
61 was outer space.
Yeah, we
Someone
gave
out
them
of
rights
space.
once we were like, we get the fuck out of here in case this shit goes wrong.
You give someone something you're done using, you're like, yeah, you can have it.
Yo, if that's the case, the South African space program should be the best, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what they really did. Like, so he just made a rocket that comes back.
The exact same place.
Yo, speaking of refurbished,
He made the refurbished rocket.
That's
Son, it's fire.
I'm
son.
not going on no refurbished rocket, dude. You think are you going on a refurbished rocket?
yeah, I trust him
Anything-
more. Some
anything
new
by
shit that hadn't
Elon.
taken off yet. Come on, yo.
you
But
want
once you use it a little bit, the screws come out.
You think I give a fuck about the depreciation of the rocket?
That's the only thing I'm giving a fuck about.
Bruh, no. I need to know that shit is going.
you don't even buy vintage clothes. Like, there's no way I'm gonna go on a vintage rocket.
Yeah, you're gonna
You buy vintage
I
clothes,
know,
you fucking
like-
loser. Look how you dress.
Oh, I thought you were saying I do buy vintage clothes.
No,
I'll
I'm
go in a
saying
vintage-
you. I'm saying you don't even buy vintage clothes.
Oh, I thought you were like, I'm about that vintage life.
Because this is about trust.
Like,
It's
nah,
about
bro.
trusting. I know this rocket has successfully gone.
I
and
don't want
landed.
no fucking age rocket. It's not whiskey. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no
not
fucking
age, it's-
5 years
It's gently
barreled.
used.
Say what?
Gently used.
Yeah.
I need my shit
100%.
mint condition. I don't do refurbish.
All right, bro. Fly fucking Virgin Air, you cuck.
Yeah, I'm going
Fucking
Virgin
dork.
Air. I'm gonna wave
but
as your shit blows up. I'm gonna see your shit come apart.
Imagine when you get sneakers, like, they're not good until you break them in a little bit.
Nah.
It's just a broken in rocket.
I don't like them
That's
broken
facts,
in.
yo.
I don't want creases on
That's
my fucking
facts,
rockets,
yo.
dog. No.
Son,
No.
You don't want it nice and snug.
Comfortable.
Comfy.
Can we, at the end of the day,
Talking
what
about
is
sneakers, bro?
son, what is Elon making? I gotta have a sit down with Elon. What did he make? He made a rocket that comes back.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the first private company
The
that
electric
sent
car. He's gonna
people
make
to outer
solar
space.
accessible.
Electric
for
car
everybody.
been made. Don't give that credit to
We
him.
made the best. He made the best one.
Okay, he made the best version of shit. Some shit already exists. He made a rocket that comes back.
Boom.
Okay,
I think
whoop de do.
he low key like made PayPal, didn't he?
He made PayPal.
What's
Made
PayPal?
That's how you pay for everything online when your girl buys you things. Because you
No,
know how to do
I
that
know
shit.
what it is, but really, what is it? It's just credit card, but on the internet. Right? Like, what's so crazy? Like, why are we acting like this is the most crazy thing, bro? Like,
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It's
son.
not
that
PayPal and outer space.
y'all
bro-
could never have thought of that. Y'all could never have thought of that. I thought of that.
Son, where's
Steve
your?
Jobs
Where's
is
your?
all one lane.
Yo, y'all never tried to pay your friend back? Like, man, I wish I could do this on the internet.
Bro, all crazy
We
shit.
couldn't.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Yes, we could.
No, we couldn't. Before
just go
PayPal, you
boop.
couldn't.
Yo,
Nah,
all,
before PayPal.
all
you
crazy shit is dumb. Name one person that's actually an innovator that actually has done something.
Son, you
important.
put clips on the internet. You subtitle them shits, you know what I'm saying? That's innovation. That's change. Turn your phone to the side. Let me show you something.
Son, Elon Musk is the
That's how
goat,
you
yo.
Elon ain't turn your phone to the side. Do you know what I'm saying?
Elon Musk gave people auto drive so they can watch your YouTube clips more.
They was watching it while we was driving. We were already watching it.
Nah,
Yo,
bro, that
every
was good.
person that invented shit, Albert Einstein, what did he do?
E equals MC squared.
He just says some stuff's relative sometimes.
Yeah, that's
Son,
the fact.
first of all, he would know what relatives are, fucking his cousin and shit like that. that's all he did. He's trying to justify relatives.
Yeah, because
This
everything
pussy's
is
relative.
This pussy real relative. I know all about relatives.
Hey, everything is relative, yo. We all related at some point.
Yo, son, that's all he was. He was genius enough to justify incest.
So who's a genius then?
Who's a genius?
Yeah.
All right. Y'all want to know who real geniuses is?
Yeah.
Someone that really changed the game.
Someone who literally changed the game. It was never the same before. Innovator. You ready? You ready for it?
Yeah.
Gandhi, bruh.
Oh, you right about that. Yeah, that's a good ass point. That's a good ass point.
Son, nobody
Gandhi,
slept
that's
with
a good ass
kids the
point.
way that Gandhi
good
did
ass point.
after. The way that Gandhi slept with
Nah,
kids,
that's a good
bro.
ass point, though.
There is no Epstein without Gandhi. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good ass point.
There is
good
no
ass point.
Weinstein without Gandhi.
Oh, shit.
Nah, but for real, bro. Genius.
Gandhi's
Martin,
one.
bro. Martin Luther King,
He
dog.
just bit Gandhi shit.
Malcolm X, bro.
Malcolm is a real one.
Malcolm, Martin, Jesus Christ.
What did all
He
they
ain't even the
what did all
first
them
Messiah.
do?
Son, Jesus Christ, what he do? What did Jesus Christ do?
They had
bro?
water and wine. Big deal. He turned one into the other.
I know. Boom.
That's osmosis, bruh.
He ain't created.
Not osmosis. What's that other one?
So,
Alchemy. That's alchemy.
didn't
that's
alchemy making
alchemy.
gold?
No, it's
Yeah, but that's it.
fermentation.
You turn some shit into gold, right? Isn't alchemy like you turn coal into gold?
Yeah.
What?
So water into wine. That's alchemy.
Nah.
Yeah, but it's wine, not gold.
Not. I think it's just changing the form of things. Alchemy. I don't think it's just turning things into gold makes it alchemy.
So that's what Jesus was to you, an alchemist?
Motherfucker was the ultimate alchemist. Turned Jews into Christians, bro. That motherfucker could tranny it up. Son, Jesus out here trannying, bro.
Long hair.
Real talk. Long hair.
Flowing
poking
robe.
holes in his body that weren't supposed to be there.
Whoa.
Son, when you really think about it, he was out here transitioning Jewish to Christian, water to wine.
One loaf of bread to mad bread.
One loaf of bread's a mad bread. Get that bread. You know what I'm saying? This position. Dead to alive.
All right, so Elon
Okay,
Musk the
that
biggest genius since Gandhi and Jesus?
Say what?
Elon Musk is the biggest genius since Gandhi and Jesus?
Nah. Back it up.
Since
Back
Martin,
it up.
since
Back
Martin.
it up, dog. Because here's the thing.
Martin?
You guys give all this credit to motherfuckers who invent shit that already exists.
Okay.
Okay.
Name somebody. Yo. I know that you think we're going down this thing where I say science is stupid or whatever, this, that, the other. But
We going somewhere.
Listen.
And it ain't up.
okay, just say one fire thing that a scientist invented.
Steve Jobs, iPhone.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
iPhone. That's genius.
Steve Jobs whack, yo.
What?
Steve Jobs the wackest. All he did, take his little fucking computer that was already made, make it smaller. And then he made it smaller again with the iPhone.
What type of dog you got?
Multi-poo?
Is that a small dog?
I don't think the motherfucker that made multi-poos is genius.
But is it a small dog?
It's a small dog.
Did someone find a way to put a big dog that's sick into a smaller body?
Yeah, they ain't a genius. That's what I'm saying. Steve Jobs ain't nothing but a phone breeder.
That's what I'm saying,
He's a
bro.
phone breeder. He's a
Son,
computer breeder.
But did you do it?
But no.
Did you do it?
Everybody gonna do it. He ain't no genius. What kind
Exactly.
of car do you want?
Say again?
What kind of car do you want?
I want a sports car. I want a sports car.
What sport?
Say what?
What sport?
Drive in.
Or not driving.
I want to drive him.
There's only one motherfucker that drives for you.
Who's that?
Tesla.
That's not true.
What's the other self-driving car?
Uber. That should be driving,
I'm
bro.
tired of you acting like brown people aren't people. We are fucking human beings, yo. I can't do this shit all the time. Disrespected, you know what I mean? Brown lives matter.
They do, bro. They do. But all right, real spit. I think Elon Musk genius. This is what I think he's a genius. 4. This is what I think. Making the shit, anybody can make it.
I mean,
I think anybody can make it. Dead
Make
ass,
what?
anybody can make it.
make what?
A hole in the ground, bro. I've been digging holes in the ground since I'm a child.
Son. All right, keep
go
going.
ahead.
This is bullshit. But
Okay, just go.
Elon Musk the fucking goat, yo.
Yeah, I know.
Son. This is why he's a genius. His ability to manage all those companies and like put people in position to get shit done in all those different companies at the same fucking time, that to me is genius. The ideas, rag, bruh.
What?
Guy
Rags.
wildin', yo. This guy wildin'.
Son, what's so
wildin',
crazy
son.
about electric car? What was your car when you were a kid? You had the RC. What did that use?
It was a toy.
But what did it use?
Batteries.
Electricity, didn't it? That's genius. Hey, that little shit that was mad fun that we used as a kid. Why don't we make it bigger?
So what's genius? though?
Genius.
Yeah, that's actually genius, dog. It's like making a flying car and then being like, whatever, dog.
They already got a flying car. It's called a plane, you fucking retard. We don't got to invent a flying car. It exists.
How many of us got private jets? Only one that can do that shit is Duval that I know.
Okay, what's your point?
He making it accessible to
Yo,
everybody.
can I be honest with you?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Wright brothers. You know who they are?
I know who they are.
Invented the plane.
Yeah.
They looked up at some birds and said, all right,
Yeah, big deal. We
Already-
got fucking birds.
birds already exist.
Not genius. Son, not genius, dude.
I really thought we had them, bro.
No.
I thought
We should have let him finish. If we let him finish, we got him.
Not genius.
Yeah.
Think about it.
got
The
him
birds are already flying. It's not like they invented flying. They saw flying all the time. They're like, how
ain't
do we
giving us
do
a
that?
real genius, though,
Son,
yet.
how do we do that? The birds are wings are like
I'm
this.
with you.
Let's do wings.
I'm with you.
Done.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Genius, though.
Elon, genius.
Okay.
First person to ever name his kid after a microchip.
No.
Yes.
You ready?
You can't even pronounce it. What's his kid's name?
I
Can't even speak the language.
Okay.
Genius.
Named after a microchip. I got you. Ready? What is Steph Curry's dad's name?
I don't know.
Mike.
Dell.
Dell. Microchips.
Come on, son.
Got him!
Get the fuck out of here.
Got him! Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Let's go.
Yo.
That's
Come on. Yo, you can't fuck with it, bruh.
Nah, son. Nah.
Come on.
Mike is short for microchip.
Mike is short for microchip. Hewlett Packard.
You could say all these names. You can't say his daughter's name. Say
Yes,
his
I
daughter's
can.
name. Say
Jim,
it.
Jim Carrey named his daughter Apple.
Nah,
Boom.
but say his daughter's name.
What's his daughter's name?
Like all the protesters, say his name.
Justice
I
for
don't know.
Elon, yo.
I don't know.
Ash Archangel 12, I think.
Yeah, that's a little too crazy. That's a little too crazy. That being said, not genius. Running the business is genius. Ideas, kind of basic if you ask me. I don't understand how they're that difficult. I don't.
He's gonna get a Tesla. He gonna be the first motherfucker on the Hyperloop. He's gonna go on the plane that comes on the spaceship that comes back.
Son, he's gonna be the first comedian in space. Watch.
100%.
On these refurbished.
And then he's gonna be like, motherfuckers don't respect how genius I am, yo. I'm doing comedy in outer space. Nobody go in there.
Son, just
Rose laughs
roasting
are
aliens and shit. Just roast. Get your big ass head, stupid. Your eyes all big. What you need to see? Nothing out here. Dude. Hell yeah. You know what I mean?
These laughs are endless vacuum. They just go on forever.
Bitch ass aliens can't fly for shit, crashing into Earth all the time.
Yeah, son, learn how to land, stupid. Elon got that down.
Stop getting cows, dummy.
Oh shit!
Wait,
Jason Whitlock got fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't know that?
Yeah, I did when I read the
Just now?
notes before.
That's how not black Jason Whitlock is. Black people found out last. That's how much y'all tuned him out. What did he get fired for?
Actually, it was just a contract negotiation that I was on Twitter. He's fired. Everybody's celebrating.
Yeah.
And then I looked. He just couldn't come to terms with FS1, and he wants to start his own direct-to-consumer platform, like Barstool.
You're not the ringer, dog.
Yeah, he wants to be the ringer.
He's gonna.
Nah, he is the ringer. He's the shitty fill-in that you get when you don't have the real stars. He's
I
the
thought
ringer.
the ringer is. I thought a
Isn't that-
ringer.
isn't that
Nah,
the-
ringers is better, right?
Yeah.
I think.
It's like, oh, I'm down a player, and then you bring in Jordan as a replacement.
Is that what a ringer is?
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I ain't shit.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
What are you going to do? I don't know. I was having fun saying how Elon Musk ain't shit.
We were.
It's not that I don't think he ain't shit. I'm going to still get his toys, bro. He made good toys.
The best toys.
Not the best.
The best.
No.
Nobody touching Elon. Fucking Jeff Bezos. Get out of here, yo.
Delivery boy. That's what you got to call him.
Yeah, come on, yo.
What's the delivery boy up to?
Come on, yo. Fucking Bezos.
I call him garçon. That's what I call him.
Why? Because he's bringing you your shit?
He's just a little boy.
Come here. Same day.
All right, he's gonna be the first trillionaire delivery boy.
Yo,
That's fine.
what these delivery boys doing, bro? Get with it.
What you mean?
I'm just saying, like, the real delivery boys actually doing this. Like, you couldn't have figured out that we need this?
You couldn't bring me the shit I
What the
need.
fuck took y'all so long? Like, y'all know how important delivery it is. Why didn't you just, like, figure out a way to make it better? Like, how did y'all innovate? You put fucking mittens on your bicycle so your fingers don't get cold when you're riding that shit? That's your innovation? I figured it out. My hands are so warm now.
That is some Mexican ass innovation, huh? Ain't that some Mexican ass innovation? Just, hey, give me duct tape. I'll figure it out.
How can we improve business? With my finger getting pretty cold when I'm driving in February. Why don't I put some mittens on the bicycle?
Oh, God.
Wait, why do they duct tape it on the bike?
Oh no.
Yeah, like why don't they just wear mittens?
That's a good ass point.
Maybe so they don't gotta like put their mitten on and off every single time they're in and out of the apartment. Like they gotta call the they gotta call your apartment sometimes if your buzzer ain't working.
So instead of
like
doing this fucking thing every time, you just
slide in. Yeah, that makes sense. Or stupid, whatever. What else?
pretty
What else?
genius when you think about it. to be honest with you.
It might be genius.
That's pretty innovative.
I think it's brilliant. All right, guys, we'll take a break for a second, pay some bills. Blue Chew. You guys already know what it is, but there might be new listeners here who don't know. You have the right, fellas, to deliver hard dick, and ladies, you have the right to receive hard dick, okay? Mm-hmm. And the hardest dick that exists on this planet comes from Blue Chew. Same active ingredient that's in Viagra, Cialis, etc. We out here, and we partying with that Blue Chew. We out here delivering the best birthday present you can possibly give your girl with that Blue Chew. And ladies, I'm telling you, you deserve it. Why would you not, every once in a while, as a nice little treat, serve your girl up something absolutely memorable, okay? Give her the time of her fucking life. Chew her out. Blue Chew works twice as fast as the opposition. That's right, we're going to call them the ops. Works twice as fast as the opposition because you're chewing that shit up. So you're not waiting around for an hour for your dick to get hard. That's right, 20 minutes, good to go. Make love with the chew. Every one of us in here has done it. It is unbelievable. Alex says his dick grew when that happened. Okay?
Facts.
Dick grew. You can't, for me, it helped me control the orgasm. My dick was hard as hell. I could feel it. It felt amazing, but I controlled when I busted on it. You can't compare it to anything else. It's undeniable, and I'm giving it to you for free. Blue Chew is. All you got to do is bluechew.com, use the promo code Flagrant, and then you get, you pay $5 shipping or something like that. It's coming to you. Try it for free. This is for free. Bluechew.com, $5 shipping. Why would you not do it for free? You're already tired, bored, alone, at home, been banging your girlfriend. You guys are tired of each other. Switch shit up a little bit. That's right. Reach deep in them guts. Bluechew.com. Promo code Flagrant. Let's get back to the show. What else we got
It's
going
not-
on?
So Jake Paul was looting. Why is he looting?
You saw the video?
Nah, he was just around it, right?
Jake Paul was just around the looting, and everybody hates Jake Paul, so they said he was looting.
I don't even understand why people hate him. I don't know. I just know he's Logan's brother.
Yeah, wasn't Logan the one that filmed the people killing themselves or whatever?
Yeah, he filmed someone hanging when they committed suicide in Japan. Which I don't understand why
fucked
that's
up,
bad.
man. You can't film people dying. That's crazy. What is that?
Yeah.
Society can't function like that. Yeah, I mean, what good could come from such a thing?
Yeah, maybe there'll be some awareness for people committing suicide in Japan. Oh shit, he's a hero.
Bro, he could be if we let him.
Wow.
I mean, he's the Dark Knight. He's not the hero we want, but the hero we deserve.
He's the hero we deserve. Oh fuck, man. I don't know. Anything else?
Not much.
There was J.R. J.R. Smith fucking.
Oh
up
yeah,
that
he
white
fucked
kid
up
at
that dude that busted
right.
up his car. Loved it. And he went on Instagram first. He was like, yo, y'all about to see a video come out. Oh, this is interesting. Did you hear the TMZ reported this, that did we talk about this already? The coroner that wasn't hired by the family, that was hired by the state, said that George Floyd had fentanyl in his system and some other shit, and he died from a heart attack that was induced maybe by like the sitting on him. Now, the private coroner that did the autopsy, the one hired by George Floyd's family, said that he died from asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Now, it's possible both those things could be true, but the way that the public coroner, the state's coroner, is leaning on the fact that it was asphyxiation induced by the fentanyl system and the drugs in the system rather than the knee on his neck. I think that this is them trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like so blatantly.
Yeah. Thoughts?
No, they were banking on this from the beginning, though. When they first put out, the Minneapolis police first put out the
Yeah,
statement,
100%.
they said he died of a medical incident. And then they hoped that the coroner is just going to find anything to justify a medical incident. So normally when they do this, like in the Eric Garner case, they were like, oh, it was asthma and diabetes that killed him and not him getting choked out on the street. And then they had to bring in another person that was like, nah, he got choked out. Like, so they do this all the time where they make it super ambiguous and then they try to find things retroactively to justify what happened.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's brilliant. If you say medical condition, it can be anything.
Right.
And the coroner's in your pocket because the coroner, like you were saying earlier, Al, all these people work together. They talk to each other every single week. They are in cahoots isn't the right thing, but they are on the same team. So of course they're going to make it.
Continue being our personal coroner person. It's like, hey,
do a good job.
Yep.
So it's interesting. So Chauvin, or however you pronounce his name, he's locked up.
Yeah.
We never hear from Chauvin again. And you were bringing up an interesting correlation with the Firefest documentary. Break that down.
I'm not sure which part.
Remember when you were saying like when the Firefest documentary came out?
Oh,
Billy,
yeah. When the Firefest documentary, the Netflix one comes out,
you saw that, Akaash?
Yeah.
You saw
all
that?
these people are involved with putting on this event that was like awful, that eventually like stranded a bunch of people, and that was bad. The whole thing was a flop. And like Fuck Jerry was involved, all these influencers were involved, and they interview all these people, and there's only one person that all the responsibility falls on in the documentary, and that's Billy McFarland, the guy that created the whole thing, who's also in jail already, that they never interview, that they never speak to.
Yeah.
So, and we're tying it back to the Epstein thing, like that documentary, the guy that's dead is the person that takes the whole blame.
All whole blame. So you need, what do you call it, a patsy?
Yeah, it's like a patsy or like a scapegoat, someone to like.
So when you are writing the story of what happened and placing all the blame, it's important that you have the person that you're placing all the blame either dead or in a position where they can never refute any of the evidence that you're putting out. Epstein's dead, so they can put all the blame on him, and Wexner and all these guys just go off scot-free. Real quick anecdote, if you guys see the documentary, the Epstein thing, the last episode, there's a woman that's painting like who are the problematic figures, and she's doing like a painting of each of the girls. Did you see it?
No.
Okay, so she does this really interesting painting. It basically, she's like, oh, this is for the FBI so they can see like what's really going on. This is how I'm expressing myself, whatever. By the way, paintings in terms of expressing yourself, only slightly better than dancing. Just want to point that out. But what's interesting about the painting is Jeffrey Epstein, who's supposedly the criminal mastermind behind all this, is in a UFO on the side of the painting. Ghislaine Maxwell is actually in the middle. She's in this pill. And then below Ghislaine Maxwell, I believe the head of the snake, or basically at the centerpiece of this painting, is Les Wexner, who's the owner of Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch, and all these other companies, this billionaire, who was the only client of Epstein. He managed Epstein's money, etc. Why is he in the center and Epstein's over on the right on a UFO? If this documentary is to prove that Epstein...
Seems like this painting was pretty effective at letting you know who the problem lies.
My feeling is this. Like, this girl was getting raped by all them for fucking years. Her sister was getting raped by all them for years. The bitch knows what's up. Yeah. She on the inside. Epstein, she knows what's going on. Epstein's the fucking patsy, and I guess that's what we're trying to say.
And this could tie back to George Floyd, where there's a lot of people to blame for like systemic like police injustice, where like it's the DA who failed to prosecute Derek Chauvin. You know what, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago when he did another excessive force.
Klobuchar.
Yeah, you have the chief of police that does nothing all this time. Like, you have all these issues, and if you're able just to get Chauvin to take the fall for all of that, then you don't have to change anything else.
But that's what I also can't understand is then...
You got it? Mm-hmm. Oh, Al, sorry, real quick. Showcase it.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, if you look at this, Guylaine is...
Dead center coming out of the earth like a demon.
No, that's Wexner.
That's
Guylaine is the lizard or the dinosaur or that thing. Okay. She's heads, right? Okay. And then the top right, Epstein, is over to the right on a UFO. Like, he's almost not even part of it.
Yeah.
All the major bad figures are right there in the middle, and you see Wexner is the head of the fucking snake, right?
Is Bill Clinton in this shit?
I imagine. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, on TV.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's on TV. So, anyway, but keep on making the point you were making, Mark.
No, just that if you're able to have a fall guy or a patsy, you're able to put the entire blame of the systemic issue on one person.
But this is what I can't understand. To satiate the masses, you need to sacrifice the patsy.
Yeah.
And this wasn't enough for the masses. But so that's the issue.
They don't typically sacrifice the officer. Typically, the officer gets off, and the officer usually gets another job pretty quickly.
Right.
If you are doing this, and we need a patsy just to calm everybody down, you sacrifice the pawn.
Right.
That's where the disconnect comes in for me.
So they thought just the arrest was going to be enough.
Yeah. And we want the other three guys arrested as well.
Yeah, we want prosecution.
And we want prosecution and all that.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is setting the table so that they could get him potentially off by saying he actually had all these drugs in his system and blah, blah, blah. And if you see the video, he kind of looks a little on something like, what? Well, I'm making the argument that they're going to make.
Oh, okay.
Like when you see him getting arrested, he's kind of like walking a little sluggish and stuff like that. They're going to turn that into, oh, he was drunk, he was on all this other shit, he was doing whatever. Like, this is decided beforehand. $20, you go through all the shit for a $20 fake bill?
The first thing the prosecutor said is like, I can't jump to conclusions. I have to look through every possibility before I decide, as horrific as it was, if he's guilty. Right away, you knew.
They're working on. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is like maybe bad to say. I wouldn't be surprised if they put the fentanyl in that motherfucker's system. Mm-hmm. I would not be shocked. Like, come on, bro. How easy is that? Injection, boom.
I mean, they literally picked up the dead guy, put him in the van, they put him in the ambulance real quick. Shipped him off. Like, no resuscitation on the street, nothing going on.
Real talk, the second they find out that guy's dead, he's not coming back, a phone call goes to the chief.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's conversation going around like, oh shit, what's going on? How do we cover this shit up? Cover our bases. Say it was medical induced, da-da-da-da-da, boom.
Like, how expensive is fentanyl? Like, is that like a really popular drug within like a poor black community? I don't know anything about it.
It's a prescription drug, ain't it?
Cheap. I think it's like a cheap version of like
heroin, right?
Yeah, heroin. Yeah,
like Oxy. Isn't it in that opioid family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a cheap version of it.
Anyway, look, we don't got to say too long on this, but I think it is interesting that you've seen these times where like a story is created to put sole blame on somebody. They already have to be locked up where they can't say anything. And then you can make them the only sole actor that has created all this drama.
And it's honestly, if you are trying to control everybody, it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You sacrifice a pawn, and then you keep doing what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You give them Epstein, and they keep doing what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You give them whoever the other patsy was, and then you give the only Billy. The only thing I can't understand is with the cop cases to this point, they have never given them the pawn. They've never been like, all right, here you go. Everything
I don't think there's a big
down.
enough outcry.
Yeah.
I think, there's been a lot of outcries. You could have easily prosecuted George Zimmerman. Who the fuck is he? You could have easily prosecuted any one of these cops.
Well, Zimmer ain't a cop, right? Zimmer's just a regular guy.
And then I said the cops after because I don't remember any of the cops' names. Mm-hmm. But like, the cop who killed Eric Garner. All right, let's just calm everybody down. She's a little wild. Let's just give them the cop.
That's just
Then
part
we
of the
keep
reason
doing
why.
everything we want to do. We keep getting away with everything we want. Let's just give them this guy.
They're terrified of the police unions because essentially the police unions will say, we're just all going to boycott. Now you won't have any police. And then what's going to, you think these protests and that kind of shit is bad now? Well, what do you think is going to happen when there's no police?
Yep.
Civil society will erode if you do not have police. We actually need it, especially in a place like America where there's such a huge wealth gap. The only thing police are here to do is maintain the wealth gap, right? If there's no police, we'll just go to millionaires and billionaires' houses and then we'll just take all their shit. Like, the only thing stopping us is police. And you think millionaires and billionaires are going to stop us? It's just like you need police to maintain the wealth gap. In countries with a big wealth gap, tons of police. In countries with a small wealth gap, no police. Go to fucking Scandinavia. You don't see a policeman the entire time you're in the country.
I saw one.
Say what? Al barely saw one, son. Like it was 5 different people that tackled him before the police even showed up.
Yeah.
Son, the police showed up and they were the chillest motherfuckers, low key.
Yeah, they were more chill.
They were on his side. The police were like arguing with the fucking what is it called? The
bouncers, like pseudo.
The bouncer, and then the guy, the DA, their version of the the prosecution or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
just a message to black people: have a glam photo ready.
A glam photo?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because the picture that the picture everyone's using for George Floyd, it looks like the picture like a girl asks for a selfie real quick. Oh, send me something, and he's just like looking all intently into the photo. It's not the most flattering picture of him.
Yeah, you need
so just have a glam photo in your social media just for the one that people go to, and then also people who paint murals. If you're not good, don't paint the murals, son. I've seen some horrible ass murals.
Yeah, bro.
And then you can't knock it because then you're like, it's like calling a baby ugly.
Yeah,
like you can't do it.
True.
Oh, yo, what's worse, painting an ugly mural or having one of these stupid ass dances? Because the dance will die pretty quickly. We'll forget about that pretty quickly. That mural, motherfucker's gonna be looking at.
You can knock the dance, but when you see George Floyd looking all crazy on a mural,
and you feel bad being the guy that paints over the mural to make a new mural.
Yeah.
So people are gonna walk by that for a long time. You know what I
mean? Son, that's hilarious. Like someone's got to decide when it's enough mourning.
You got to paint another George Floyd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only thing you can replace it with.
Yeah.
Is another George Floyd or another black guy got to die. And then you
put him next to George Floyd.
Oh my God. That's so true. Wow, bro.
Somehow you make another one where they're both angels or some shit like that. But it's got to be another.
It goes back to our cemetery conversation.
What's that?
Well, when people stop visiting the grave, it's like, we can just dig that shit.
Yeah, scoop it up.
People stop taking pictures and stopping for it. It's like, that's probably a time you could paint over and people won't be upset. Unfortunately.
Damn, y'all. Well, anyway, man, we love y'all, man. We hope we had some interesting, thought-provoking conversation today. We know it's a tough time, and we know everybody is incredibly consumed by this. So we hope hopefully shed some light on what's going on and had a couple laughs. And to all the new listeners, man, welcome to the family, asshole army gang in the fucking building. Maybe we should save it for Patreon. Akaash had a run-in with America's white supremacists.
Oh yeah.
Want to just talk about on the
Patreon, I guess. Yeah.
Son, death threats.
Yeah.
They fucking release his address and shit, his brother's address, his family. It's the craziest shit that he went through. Off of some shit that he was being sarcastic. Like, they don't know he's joking.
Yeah.
They just see a brown guy saying some shit against white people, and they're like, oh, he's coming for us. So, anyway, whatever. We'll talk about the Patreon. And also all the new patrons, man. Welcome, man. It's been crazy to see the Patreon grow. So come on over. We'll talk about that. Talk about other bunch of wild shit. Maybe share some of the memes that are too crazy to share on a regular podcast.
No. That's group chat shit.
You think that's just group chat?
No, there's got to be a Patreon level where it's like $1,000 a month and you welcome to the group text.
It's just the group because
and then that's flagrant.
Yeah, so maybe we get have a couple of wild things, and Al wants to say something else.
And on Twitch, we're about to start dabbling in Twitch. So
yeah.
Look for Flagrant 2 on Twitch. Subscribe, because maybe we'll do like just
show our pre-productions or things of that nature. We're still figuring it out, but find us on Twitch and subscribe.
Yeah, 100%,
You get a
man.
free
You'll see
membership
behind the
if you got
scenes.
Amazon. Yo, shouts to Jeff Bezos, yo.
Yo, shouts to delivery boy Bezos, man.
Explain that to him.
Yeah, so it's like if you have
Amazon
you're allowed
Prime.
if you have Amazon Prime, you have one free subscription to somewhere
On Twitch.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
So fucking use it for us, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's go. We're going to do some cool shit on there. We're going to figure it out. If you got ideas and stuff like that, we're just dabbling, but we realize that there is an audience out there. So we want to, get to those people and spread this. And, but yeah, Patreon, patreon.com/flagrant2, man. It's crazy to see that shit growing. And I'm so stoked that you guys are enjoying all this content and spreading the word, telling your friends. I mean, it's awesome to see the way y'all share the clips and just these episodes. See, we're growing, like we've doubled, man. It's like we're over 200,000 people listening to this shit, man. I'm so fucking proud, man. So thank you for spreading it, and we hope you put some chuckles on your face during this time where there's a lot of frowns. Love y'all, and we'll speak to you soon.
God bless.
Friday. Peace.